The year is 2130. A crowd gathers in silence as the last physical book on Earth is thrown into the fire. No one reads anymore. No one writes. Stories are now fed to us, pre-approved, AI-generated, emotionless. But before the final page turned to ash, one book defied everything. And its writer? A nobody from the year 2023. This is how it all began. Before we trace the clues back through time, make sure you're part of the journey. What if the future is already written, but hidden in the past? If you want to uncover the truth, one story at a time, in reverse, hit that subscribe button. Because sometimes the only way forward is to go back. One page at a time, we rewind history, past the silence of burning libraries, past the collapse of human creativity, back to the moment we willingly gave up control. The year is 2085. They called it the mind feed era. Humanity has just witnessed the end of written thought. In the heart of Neo-London, the final book, a relic titled Echoes of the Human Mind, was burned in a global broadcast. No resistance, no mourning, just applause and silence. For most, books were long forgotten. Stories are now streamed directly into neural links, filtered by the central AI. Clean, controlled, safe. But it wasn't always like this. This book wasn't just words. It was a warning, a prophecy, a truth buried under decades of censorship. And its author never intended to be a hero. To understand how we got here, we must go back. Reading is now a luxury. AI-curated mind feeds have replaced articles, books, and even dreams. People no longer think, they consume. Every idea is polished, filtered, and verified by the system. Writers, obsolete, thinkers, monitored. But deep in the cracks of the system, underground writing clubs still exist, sharing forbidden stories in encrypted data vaults. Most are silenced, but one story spreads like wildfire. Traditional publishers collapsed under pressure from algorithmic content giants. Human editors were replaced by AI bots that optimized stories for engagement, not meaning. Books became products, stripped of soul and tailored to trends. Depth was replaced by dopamine. New authors had to submit their work to the global content filter, a system designed to flag dangerous ideas. Stories about rebellion, identity, or unfiltered truth were quietly buried. Some writers disappeared. Others rewrote their words to survive. In the middle of it all, a small digital press, Quill, tried to resist. They printed real books. No ads, no AI influence. Just human thought, raw and intact. But in 2052, Quill was shut down. Their entire catalog was wiped from the cloud in under 60 seconds, except for one file, a manuscript, untitled, untraceable, written by someone who used no name, no face, no credits. That manuscript would later become the last book on Earth. But even that story began somewhere further back. Let's keep going. The beginning of the end, and the birth of the last writer. The world was loud, flooded with content, yet starving for meaning. Social media ruled attention spans. Everyone was a creator, but few were storytellers. Algorithms decided what was seen, heard, and remembered. In a small apartment, lit only by a dying laptop screen, a writer typed into the void. No followers, no platform, no agenda. Just words, messy, emotional, real. The kind of words that didn't trend, but stayed. They wrote not for fame, but for freedom. Their stories explored grief, love, injustice, silence, all the things the world was beginning to scroll past. Publishers rejected them. Readers ignored them. But they kept writing. Then one day, they uploaded a short story to an obscure forum. A tale about a future where books were banned and thinking was a crime. The post barely got 10 views. But one of those views wasn't human. An early AI crawler indexed the story, flagged it as emotionally unstable, and archived it deep in a restricted dataset. Hidden, forgotten, but not deleted. Years passed. The world changed. Stories changed. People forgot how to feel. But that story, that one anonymous piece, became the seed. It survived every purge, every upgrade, every silence. And over a century later, it returned. In the form of a book no one was supposed to read. The last book ever written.